Hi, I'm Danny Nepper.
And I'm Jill Smith.
We're here to explore ways for you to make your own animated cartoons. First, let's look at some of the earliest animated devices from over 100 years ago.
This is a thaumatrope. They're fun and they're easy to make. By spinning the rubber band between my fingers, I create the illusion that the dog is in the doghouse. It looks like magic, but it's not. It happens because of something called persistence of vision. Your eye holds the image of the dog for a moment, even after it's gone, and then overlaps with the new image of the doghouse. And here's how to make one. First, you'll need 2 equal-sized circles of construction paper or cardboard. You'll need a 6-inch piece of string, or I've used a cut rubber band. The 2 images are glued or taped back to back with the rubber band in between. One picture must be turned upside down. Here's another example of a birthday cake with candles.
Animation works because of persistence of vision. One still image is followed by another slightly different from the first. Let me show you how this works. Our eyes blend them together, and our minds see the illusion of motion. We can do this several different ways without a camera or a projector. A phenakistoscope is another example of an early animation device. It has 2 discs. One at one end has a series of drawings. The other disc has a series of slots. If you were to look only at the series of drawings while they were spinning, they would be blurred. By looking through the slots, you can see individual images, long enough for your mind, using persistence of vision, to blur the images into animation. You can make a simple phenakistoscope on your own. This one has only 1 disc. You look through the back, and you see the image reflected in a mirror. To make a phenakistoscope, start with a circle and make a plus sign. Then make an X. Mark slots about 1 inch long on the end of each line. When you've got all the slots on, you can go ahead and put on some drawings. This one is a ball revolving inside a circle. Another example I have is a head spinning around. Place the drawings between the slots. Alter each drawing slightly from the one before and the one after. Cut this circle out and glue it to a black backing. Cut out each of the slots. Once you have it put together, hold it up to the mirror and look through the slots at the image reflected in the mirror to see the animation.
This is one of my favorite toys. It was invented around 1834, and it's called a zoetrope. You load it with a set of drawings, spin it, and look through the passing slits, and you can see the scissors opening and closing. First, I'll show you how to make a zoetrope, and then how to make the animated strips. If you've got an old record player, it works great to make your zoetrope revolve. First, you need to cut a 4-inch wide strip of poster board. It needs to fit the circumference or the outside edge of the turntable. You need to cut slots in your poster board. They need to be a 1/4 of an inch wide, 1.5 inch deep, and 2 inches apart. Then you tape the poster board to the record player. Your animation strips should be 3.5 inches wide and the same circumference as the turntable. They should be divided into 2-inch frames, and you can create your own sequence of drawings. For an example, I've used a blinking eye. Now, if you look real closely, you'll see a cactus waving at you.
This is a flipbook. You hold it in your hand like this, and you riffle through the pages. Flipbooks are a more current form of animation. They're the basis for television and film animation. You can buy ready-made flipbooks, but it's fun to make your own, and it's an easy way to get started in animation. I like to use notepads for my animation. It's good to get some that you can see through just a little so that you can see the drawing beneath each page. You want to number the pages so that if they come loose, you can put them back together in order. Each drawing moves a little bit farther ahead from the one before it. Simple shapes like this car can be traced, placing them slightly forward of the drawing previous, looking through the paper and tracing them. Each page, the car will come a little farther forward. The farther forward it moves, the faster the car will appear to go. Slow movements will cause the car to go slowly. Remember to number the pages as you go. There are other ideas you can try. Objects can appear and vanish. Objects can grow and shrink. Falling objects stretch as they fall and then squash as they hit the ground. Morphing is one of my favorite things to do with flipbooks. You change one object slowly into another. You can make a flipbook greeting card or advertisement, but words require at least 6 frames to be read easily. An easy and fast way to make animation is using rubber stamps. You can buy ready-made rubber stamps, or I've made this one from an old rubber eraser. The same principles apply. You move the car forward on each page a little bit. Here's a car going across the bottom of the page. When you do flipbooks, it's good to keep the animation close to the edge of the page. Here's some other rubber stamp possibilities. We made a boat on the ocean, a rocket ship flying over the sun, and 2 cars avoiding an accident. We colored them in with colored pencils. As you become more familiar with the timing in your animation, you're going to want things to ease in and ease out. That means that as something starts from a stopped position, the drawings are closer together. As they accelerate, the drawings are farther apart, and as they start to slow down again, the drawings become closer together again.
You can use a copying machine to make multiple images of your drawing, or to reduce or enlarge your picture. Now that I've made my copies, I'll show you how you can make them into a flipbook. I've sorted the copies from the smallest to the largest. Next, I'll make a template or a guide to show the size of each page in the flipbook. You lay it over your spaceship and trace around it. You take the next spaceship, put it over the top, and you can see through the paper and just turn it slightly, however you want your spaceship to move. Put the template over the top and trace it again. When you finish tracing each frame, you cut them out and you gather them. You really need at least 30 pages to make a smoothly animated flipbook. First, you need to tap them so all the edges are even on the bottom, and you're ready to flip your flipbook.
Our cactus makes use of limited animation. The body and the right arm stay the same in each frame. The left arm changes slightly each time. You've probably seen limited animation in the Hanna-Barbera cartoons, the Jetsons and the Flintstones. Disney animation uses full animation. The character changes completely, slightly each time. Full animation is more smooth and lifelike.
The goal of animation is to give life to our creations.
As you become more advanced in your animation, you're going to want to plan some key poses, the places where large movements begin and end. The frames between key poses are called in-betweens. They make a smooth transition from the first key pose to the last. Here I've drawn a couple of the in-betweens for you. The faster the animation, the fewer in-betweens that are required. The slower the animation, the more in-betweens that are required.
Now you've seen some easy ways to create animation without a camera.
You know that persistence of vision will blend the images in your mind, and a slight change in each image will create movement. Objects can grow and shrink,
Appear and vanish.
or bounce up and down.
Now have fun creating animation on your own.